First question is from Olivia, and her question is, how do you find a good man?
Olivia asks, how do you find a good man?
Mm-hmm.
Which, first of all, like I said, shout out to Olivia. You don't find a good man. A good man finds you, and you make the choice whether or not if he's good for you. That's first and foremost. Um, I wouldn't sit here and poison the fact that there isn't any good men, because there are. I think women have become extremely picky over the years as far as it goes what's good for them. And sometimes they lose out on good men because of one or two or three mistakes that they may have made, or they don't fit the criteria of what they're actually wanting a good man to be. So my thing, we're talking about Olivia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Olivia, okay, Olivia. You have to first of all let a man choose you, and then you pick through what you want to do as far as it goes as having him to be the man that you want him to be. If he can't be the man you want him to be, then obviously he's not the good man that you want in your mind. So you have to take those steps, put yourself out there, go to places where you feel good men are. I'm not the one to say there isn't any good men at bars. There's just a lot of lonely men at bars. Shout out to all the men that are at bars and probably looking for good women, but not too sure. For the most part, you have to put yourself out there. So Olivia, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're talking to.
Yeah.
Olivia, make sure you go to places where you figure good man would be. Go to baseball games. You know what I mean? Go to, don't be afraid to go to the beach, and lay out in the sun. You might find somebody who might like, your bathing suit or whatever, and might compliment you on your bathing suit. They have bars and stuff at the beaches, when you go to a beach or whatever, you might find a nice guy there. I'm just kind of throwing it in the air. I don't specifically know where good men are, but when you're looking and you're trying to figure out what you want, you're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to go to places to be able to determine whether or not what's good for you. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by going places and actually taking the time to interview who the hell you're dealing with, talking to, or who's calling you or texting you. And that's pretty much, what is her name again?
Her name's Olivia.
Livia. Shout out to Livia. You know what I mean? And good luck on your search. And make sure that whoever the hell you end up dealing with, you're not dealing with someone who doesn't want to be with you for the long term. Oh, and by the way, Livia, make sure you're not drunk, because sometimes you can have accidental sex. So make sure you're not drunk when you meet these guys.
All right. All right, this next question is from Mia, and she asks, how long should she wait to introduce her kids to her new boyfriend?
What is her name again?
Her name's Mia.
Shout out to Mia. I know something like that. Can we make sure we get other stuff in there? Just like I was explaining earlier. Mia, we're talking about Mia, right? Okay, like I said, shout out to Mia. And Mia wants to know when is a good time for her to introduce her kids to her new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
How long is it there of how long she's been with him already?
It doesn't say. It just says new boyfriend.
Okay. I think that's something that Mia should take her time with. Shout out to Mia. That's definitely something you should take your time with. I think Mia should take her time with that. As far as it go as meeting the kids, you kind of do it in such a way where it doesn't seem like you're meeting the kids to him. So it's like, maybe you might go to a carnival, or maybe you may want to take the kids to the circus, or maybe you might want to take the kids, to, Sesame Street Live or something, whatever that is. Maybe you might want to go to Disneyland or something like that. I think that's a perfect time to introduce the kids to him, because the kids are more focused on having fun. They'll analyze who he is later. But I think if you introduce the kids during the time of having fun, I believe that the kids will be more open to, wanting to get to know him and wanting to be comfortable with him. What is her name again?
Her name's Mia.
Mia. I think that the kid, Mia, shout out to you for even asking that question. But I do believe that the kids won't really get to know him until after the fact, but as long as they're around, they're going to if you meet the kids to him during the time the kids are having fun, then they're always going to associate him with fun, unless he just has bad energy. If he has bad energy, then you already know, don't even bother, you're wasting your time, and leave him alone. Also make sure the interaction is there. Like, as far as the go is, if the kids want popcorn or whatever the case, make sure he's there to pay for it and be able to, introduce himself, because the kids are going to be able to relate him to fun. Versus if you're at home and the kids have to do their homework, or maybe the kids are already pissed off because you're making them clean their room and you're introducing him during that time frame, then they're going to associate him with being there, dealing with whatever the hell you're dishing out at that time. So my point is, whatever the hell you do, associate him with fun so the kids can associate him with fun.